Hello, and welcome to MrDudeManSir. And today, I am going to be ranting about the Mad Father ending. This is something completely new. I have never done this before, so I don't really know how well it's going to be. But I kind of wanted to get my views out there and give you some ideas to be able to make you be able to make your own opinion on the subject and post in the comments on what you think, and I'll read them and it might sway my opinion. So, to make sure what the ending is, the ending I am speaking of is the alternate bonus ending, and I'll probably have a picture of it on the screen possibly, or maybe from the video of my Let's Play. Which, by the way, before I get into this, I should say that if you have not either seen my Let's Play, played the game, or have some way of knowing the ending of Mad Father, you should just stop watching this now, because not only is this going to be a gigantic spoiler, but you're also not even going to have a clue what I'm speaking of. So, now getting back to what I was talking about. I'm going to post a picture of the ending I am speaking of now, and this is what I'm going to be talking about. This ending right here is kind of confusing to put together. It has many ways of being put together, and many opinions that you can be made from this. Everyone will have their different thoughts and opinions that I might change your opinion on what you're thinking. It's just, there's no definite answer to this. And to start explaining the main ending that I just showed you, I'm going to show you the ending of the game, sort of, where it shows the future of Aya when she was in the hospital. How she turned out like her father did. There is a reason for that, and if you picked up the very subtle hints of what was happening, I'm going to explain those to you. First off, if you remember that part in the Let's Play where I went through the past of Aya's father, where I started, where his father started killing birds and hiding them in the dressers, and then his father killed his mom and stuff like that, that may make you think that it doesn't have any relation whatsoever to the game, or Aya. It's just her father's past. Not really, because if you remember in my Let's Play, I saw dead birds and dead rats in my dressers, right? And I thought those were my father's, but they weren't. They were actually Aya's. Apparently Aya has been killing animals just like her father was. And also, this is very subtle because it's kind of not exactly killing, but in the end, Aya does end up using that magical water to kill her mother, which is exactly what her father did. So, in this entire game, Aya has been following in her father's footsteps without you even really knowing it. Like, you would just think she's going on through the game, but you're actually, if you look deep into it, you'll see she's following exactly what her father did. And also, if you remember right before it went to the the forward, to the future, where Aya was, you remember that red book on the ground. I'll probably show a picture of it too. That book could quite possibly be that anatomy book that her dad was using. And that's what triggered her to actually start being the way her dad was. She might have been ooh, look at this book, time to go chop people up and make them into dolls. Who knows? That's exactly what could have happened, and it's probably what happened. That's probably what that book was about. That's probably why it didn't really show what the book was, because you could assume it was that book, and that's why I'm also saying that this is solely opinion. So feel free to come up with your own opinion on what that book is, or anything. And because of that, I'm going to make my theory. My theory is that, do you know that Slenderman guy? Apparently his name is Ogre, by the way. I just like calling him Slenderman. I most likely will always call him Slenderman. So Slenderman guy and my father were kind of together as scientists. And in the end, when you see that Slenderman save father, that's because they were friends and they could do whatever they felt like. And that's also whatever they could do whatever they feel like, because what I think is that Father and Slenderman worked together. That in the end, where they had Aya in the cell, they programmed or like put thoughts in the Aya's mind that made her go down her father's path, like killing the birds and killing her mother and stuff like that. And that's kind of like setting her up this like her dad. That's what she kind of did in the end part. I'm not sure if that's also a part of her mind or if it is actually the future. And now, the real kicker. When the reason I think the way I do is because when Slenderman said, when the time comes, I hope she seals our world, and I hope I put that up there in the screen so you could see that and remember it. That is what I think. The memories have been implanted in her mind, and she is ready to leave the lab and join her father in doing the scientists and doing the doll thing. That is what I think anyways. And in a second, I'm going to go to a Yahoo page that I found, and I will show you a couple of other opinions to see if those sound better than the one I came up with. Show you the opinions that may fluctuate what your opinions can be. First, I'm going to start right here where it says take note. Take note that this section is open to interpretation due to its mysterious vagueness. We don't know whether the main end, like the bonus end, takes place before or after the ending of the game. Now, this is the theories if you believe the section takes place after the true ending. 1. Aya is in the tube and might actually be another person to make made parts from other people. Aya's father is deluding himself into thinking that the person in the tube is Aya, believing that he can now be together with his beloved daughter for eternity. That is one theory. I don't particularly believe in it, but I can see where you could believe in it, because, I mean, it makes sense. 2. The Aya in the human tube is a clone. Aya's father made himself another Aya with the help of Ogre, aka Slenderman, in a way making her a immobile doll in a tube so that it could stay together forever. Both those theories could possibly be correct, but the third one, the whole game was in Aya's head. This is what I'm thinking. Aya's father could have programmed fake memories into her brain, kind of like what I said, so that she could turn out just like him. This is supported by Ogre's words of once she's matured, like I showed you. I hope I showed you that in the pictures before. If not, then I don't know. She shall come to our world as well, which he also said. One could also think that Aya might not even be his real daughter, which means that Aya is actually completely made of science, and that he's also just programming the memories into her head to make her come out just like him. So she might not even be born, because as it says right around here, 2 brown-haired parents could not make a black-haired child. But that's one theory, and that's why people think it's a science. That could also be very, that could be a solid opinion. 4. The whole game was just wishful thinking of Aya's father. All events that took place was just in his head, imagining how his daughter's childhood would be like if she had actually lived her life outside of a human tube. He might not have wanted her to be like him, since her childhood mirrors his own quite closely. And considering his psychopathic mind, he might not have had known how to imagine a normal childhood. She might have been let out eventually, as implied by Ogre's words, and that words how she's going to look forward to her birthday. And those are all the theories. Feel free to make whatever opinion you want. Post it down in the comments. I hope you do that, because I will read them, and I will post a comment, reply to that, telling you what I think. I'm going to scroll down here just to make sure. Oh, this one looks good. 2. The demon tricked Aya when she passed the portal with the magic water and lured her into the tank where she started to dream everything. So the whole stuff in the real world was just a dream. That does make sense, actually. How the black hole thing was in a test tube, or whatever tube that thing's called. And Ogre could have tricked Aya into walking into that tube, and then made Father do whatever he wanted with him. That would make sense. And the good thing I scrolled down to see this. But that actually might have changed my opinion on the whole matter. I mean, the tube and the black hole and Aya walking into it makes a lot more sense now. I never really thought about it. But yeah, that actually might be my new opinion. Although I still stand strong with my other one. This one might be a close second. So, do your comments thing. I will make sure to reply. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.